Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. This is a live show that we do every morning at 10:30 Eastern Time where I give my picks. Of course, regular viewers know I've been on fire. Of course, regular viewers know yesterday I was liking the card. Anyone who's tracking the picks yesterday, 7-2 yesterday. 7-2 yesterday. Killing it. Killing it. Absolutely killing it. Jensen Bonzone. Hey, Pete, I rode your ass and it was good. Seattle, Baltimore under, TBKC under, Oakland Angels under, all winners, also Baltimore, Cincy, Colorado, everything. Everything cashed yesterday, including my leans. The only thing that tripped me up was the Houston game, which I was nervous about the starting pitching in that one. And in the end, I wound up liking the second half more than the full game. But I took that one anyway, and that one lost 7-2. 7-2 yesterday. Team low-hanging fruit. Team low-hanging fruit. Just going to try to keep it going. And now I'm proud to announce it officially. Of course, regular viewers might also remember that I had a rough middle of the season, which happens to me in many seasons. That's just usually the way it goes. First few weeks, I'm pretty good. Middle of the season, usually terrible. And then second part of the season, just kill it. Right now, since I started wearing those that Yankee, the Yankee jersey for good luck to try to turn around my fortune, that was July 5th. I'm up 29 units since then. And so now overall on the year, yesterday, I officially went positive overall on the year, plus 3 units. And you might be thinking, wait a minute, since July 5th, you're up 29 units, and that means you're only up 3 units overall on the year? Yeah, because I had a crappy middle of the season, which is something that often happens to me in most sports. In fact, it's par for the course. Every season has the same pattern. So keep that in mind. But I am officially positive for the year now in this show. Plus 3 units, plus 0.6 ROI, and hopefully I can just extend that out and be nicely positive. But yeah, since I did that turnaround where I wore the Yankee jersey to change my luck, that was July 5th, 102-67. Average line of minus 110, plus 29 units, plus 15% ROI. That's since July 5th, yesterday, 7-2. All right. Low-hanging fruit again, cash yesterday. LHMFF. Team low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging motherfucking fruit. All right. Enough bragging, enough self-promotion. Let's get into it. Today's card is interesting. A bunch of stuff that I'm kind of liking. A bunch of stuff that I'm thinking I'm liking. Nothing that jumps out at me except, of course, for the Derek Collins start, which was the low-hanging fruit the last time he started against Minnesota, and that one lost. So that one jumps out at me. I'm probably going to take Minnesota again here. I'm not a believer in Holland, but obviously it's concerning because of what he did last time. And so there's a bunch of things that I'm liking on the card today. Of course, there were 2 rainouts yesterday that caused a doubleheader today, and so obviously there were no overnight lines for any of those games. There is an early game with Cleveland and the Yankees. Regular viewers know that I'm kind of high on Bauer and low on Garcia, so I haven't checked the lineups for that game yet. But despite that, I might blindly just take Cleveland in this one. And as far as the rest of the doubleheaders that go today, I'm not going to have any opinions or plays on them in this show. If there's something that I'm liking in the other games, I will tweet them out. But there were no overnight lines. And of course, in doubleheaders, you always have to check how the first games went with what the lineups are and all that. So we'll get to that in a second. A lot of interesting stuff today. Derek Collins starting the doubleheaders today. Chad Bettis returns home for Colorado. He's an interesting story. Strasburg pitching very, very well. So we'll get into all that. Homer Bailey, very, very vulnerable. He's making a start against the Mets. And Robbie Ray makes his second start back from the concussion issue. So we'll get into that all in a second. Let's get to some early comments, and then also WNBA. We'll quickly touch on that. I did look at the 2 games today. One of them is, of course, the Indiana-Minnesota game. For people who aren't familiar with the Indiana-Minnesota saga that's been going on, Minnesota, of course, the best team in WNBA. Indiana, one of the absolute worst teams. But about 5 or 6 games ago, Indiana beat Minnesota outright. Then they played again a few games later, and Minnesota doubled their score. They beat them like 111-52 or something like that, an absolute shellacking. So here they are meeting for a third time in the past 10 games or so. And, Indiana, of course, a massive home underdog. So I'm not touching the spread on that one. I do have a slight lean to the over on the overnight line of 155.5. Both of the first two games that they played when Minnesota won or when they got blown out went over. And because Minnesota's looking ahead to the playoffs, I'm assuming they're not going to clamp down on defense too hard here, and Indiana probably won't be able to stop Minnesota too well. Last two games that they met went over 155. They both went into the 160s, I think. So I would be liking the over 155.5 in that one. I'm not sure where the line is right now. It might have moved, but that's what I saw on the overnight line. Over 155 on that one. The other WNBA game I'm not touching, and to put it mildly, the spread in the Minnesota-Indiana game I'm not going to touch either. But that, again, there's drama that goes on in the WNBA. Indiana, terrible team, beat Minnesota outright, and then in the rematch a few games later, they got their score more than doubled. Lost by like 52 points or something ridiculous like that, and now they're playing for the third time. So that's interesting. Okay. All right, so let's quickly get to some comments here before we get into the card where I share my picks. Robinson Jepez loves to handicap WNBA. Usually very, very sharp opinions. He likes the Dallas Wings. Homer pick by me plus 115. Yeah, I'm not going to bet against them here. It just looks like a tough game. Chicago has been a total Jekyll and Hyde team, getting blown out or getting blowout wins. That's a tough one. I'll look into that more, and that's a game where the line movement might be telling. I don't know. That one I'm staying off of. That is scary as hell. Obviously, both Dallas and Chicago can go very high, so maybe a shot with the over on the high total of 174 might be worth a play, or the first quarter or the first half over. That might be worth something there as far as the side. I don't know, man. Good luck to you, Robinson Jepez. I hope you cash. Almost definitely I'm not going to be on the side there. I might be on overs one way or another on that one. But Sean Thompson saying, when did Loshak turn into Gandhi? I got like 5 different famous characters inside of me at all times. I think I look pretty good, dude. I think I look pretty good, dude, right now, but that's not what matters, my appearance. What matters, the appearance and the jokes and all that. What really matters is the advice and the fucking picks. The picks are absolutely on fire. Picks are absolutely on fire. I'm also on Montreal in the CFL. I'm also having a winning year in CFL overall, both sides and totals. And the pick that I'm liking, I think the most this week, it goes tomorrow. Montreal, I got it at +1 against Ottawa. Not a guaranteed winner, but I like that one. Montreal +1 against Ottawa, and then a small lean +5 at Hamilton on Monday. That's a tough one because Hamilton is so bad. Small lean to that one, but I like Montreal +1 on Thursday. Okay, all right. So let's get it. Let's see. Robinson Jepez says, I'll be back, Pete Ambrose, going to drop off my goddaughter at school. Good luck, Robinson Jepez, dropping off your goddaughter at school. Hope to see you back very soon. Have a nice trip, Robinson Jepez. All right, let's see. All right, let me just quickly get to some Udon Porn Ratanafakti. Everyone has all these comments. Udon Porn Ratanafakti just has a comment of hello. Hello, right back at you, Udon Porn Ratanafakti. We're going to get to the MLB picks in a second. Let me just check some comments. A lot of positive comments to start the show. Thank you so much. James Stacy, great stuff, Pete. Thank you so much. Brick City Matthew, on fire. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Brendan Cummings saying, Pete, I won over $1,500 yesterday on a 5-team parlay for $100. Wow. 15, that's a lot of money. That's more than I got. That's much more than I got, Brendan Cummings. Congratulations. He says, thanks for those picks, brother. You're welcome, Brendan Cummings. Now, don't forget, even when people are on fire, you're talking about 60%, whatever, 62%. That's still 38, 40% losses. So you got to, again, I say this all the time, bet size appropriately. Before we get to the picks, just one more reminder. If you don't bet size appropriately, if you overbet your edges, you will still lose money, even if you have an edge, even if you have a massive edge. If you have a 60% edge, ATS, on your picks, and you bet, when you overbet that edge, you will still lose. Check the math. I'm not lying. I ain't lying here. If you overbet your edges, you will still lose, even if you have a massive edge or a small edge. So one of the essential parts to sports betting is to bet size appropriately, is to bet appropriately relative to your edges. I think about that because, if you have a 75% coin flip and you go all in each time, the 25% time that you lose, you wind up broke. So don't forget, picks is really only half the battle. Bet sizing is the other half of the battle. And if you do that one incorrectly, if you do that one poorly, you will still lose. So just keep that in mind, everyone. Anyway, let's keep things positive because yesterday was a killer day. A lot of people, you know, had a good day yesterday with their own capping. We mostly agreed on all of our stuff. A lot of people were suggesting in the chat yesterday that Dylan Bundy would have a good start. I agreed with that. That of course came to pass. So all right, Lou Skunt, what's up? Tomarino Tomor, yeah. Talking about the St. Louis first five yesterday, we talked about that one. A lot of people thought that line just didn't make any sense. Why was it as low as it was? And I said, I agree with you. And in the show, I said, you know, sometimes there is no answer. It's just good value. And that certainly proved to be the case yesterday. Certainly proved to be the case yesterday. All right, yeah, all right. A lot of people talking about my look for today's show. I'm handicapping wild man. Handicapping wild man. All right. So just get to some early. Brendan Cummings saying, I'm up 27 units on the MLB year thanks to your great picks yesterday. Wow, Brendan Cummings. Nice, nice. All right, okay, there we go. Yes, Skooma Steve asking about Seattle. A lot. Okay, all right. Let's get to the picks. Now let's get into it. Okay. Lou Skunt says, Pete, are you picking the Miss USA pageant? I probably will be. I'm going to be careful, though. Have to keep the jokes very, very PC. One errant joke, and, you know, I could, my entire career could be over. So, yes. All right. So, all right. Let's get to the MLB card. The important shit here. All right. First of all, again, the Cleveland Yankees first game. I was all over Bauer to have a good start yesterday, and I guess I'm liking Bauer again here against Garcia. Again, I don't have the lineups, so I don't know exactly who's in the lineup for each team, but I'm assuming that based on the lines that I'm seeing here with Cleveland as a small favorite, that it's not a situation where anyone key is out for Cleveland and it's only the good guys in for the Yankees. So I'm definitely liking Bauer over Garcia. Obviously, the rain out affects things. It could mess up Bauer, but in general, I'm liking Bauer, so I'm definitely leaning Cleveland on the first 5 innings. And of course, Cleveland has a great bullpen, so I'd be leaning Cleveland on the second half as well. And even though I haven't checked the lineups, I will give Cleveland on the first 5 innings just blindly right now. And let's see what that line is. Well, there's -110 at Intertops. -110. Intertops has the best line. Friend of the show, Intertops. Thanks for providing the best line on the first 5 innings here with on Cleveland against the Yankees with Bauer. Let me quickly check Pinnacle, which might have a better line, but Intertops has -110 for Cleveland on the first 5 innings, and I might also double up and throw on Cleveland -1 on that one. But yeah, no, Pinnacle has -112. So obviously the line at Intertops right now, very good. Cleveland on the first 5 innings, -110. That is going to be an official pick. I don't know the lineups, and the rainout might affect things, and you know, we'll see. But I'm going to take Cleveland on the first 5 innings, -110, courtesy of Intertops as my first pick of the day. Next game, St. Louis and Milwaukee. I was definitely leaning pretty hard to the under. I did bet that one on the overnight line. Martinez, of course, been very reliable. Not lights out, but giving, you know, 7 innings and 3 runs start in and start out. Anderson also been very reliable. Tends to run up high pitch counts, but he's been very reliable, giving like 6 innings and 1 run or 2 runs start in and start out. So I was definitely leaning Milwaukee on the under and looking to take the first 5 innings under when that one came out. A little bit concerning that the line's gotten bet up. I got under 9 -108, and now it's plus money, which is surprising. I'll admit, which is a little bit surprising. But as we've seen countless times in this show and in our own analysis, these MLB line moves, especially on totals, are often just dead wrong. So I'll keep that for a lean now, but probably that's going to wind up being a pick, either the first 5 innings under or the full game under, or both of them. Then Seattle and Baltimore, Miranda and Ubaldo Jimenez. Miranda been struggling. Jimenez getting crushed. There was a run of starts where Jimenez started to be surprisingly good, and he could revert back to that here, but he's been getting absolutely shellacked in his last bunch of starts. And I think there's every reason to believe that he'll continue to struggle. So the first 5 innings total here on the over is not necessarily low-hanging fruit, but it's definitely no-brainer-ish. It is high, though. It's a 6. I'm leaning that way. Again, I just have to decide whether I want to risk a unit on it, because finally I'm positive overall on the year. and it's a huge relief. And you can very quickly go negative if you start giving irresponsible picks willy-nilly. Now, this is an irresponsible pick, but an over 6 on a 5-inning total is a very high risky thing to do. Again, Intertops with the best line at plus 100. Heritage and Bookmaker has 105. Everyone else has 105, but Intertops and UWager both have plus 100. So that's a lean. I'm probably going to wind up giving that one as a pick, but I'm going to just think about it for a second. Detroit, Colorado is a very interesting game. I admit I did bet the under 12 minus 108 small on the overnight line. Chad Bettis, of course, coming back from testicular cancer. A nice story that he had 2 great starts at home. He's a guy one of these guys you do see a lot who just gets a lot of grounders, knows how to get outs and have success at Coors. And it's not a huge surprise that he then went on the road to Atlanta and got hit. Now back at home, I'm thinking that he's going to have a good start, and I believe that Cabrera is also out for this game. And Verlander's been pitching great. He could get lit up unexpectedly at Colorado Coors here, but he has been pitching great. So I did take a shot with the under 12 on the overnight line, and now it's gotten bet up to 12.5. Not exactly understanding what that's about, but I should probably just have some balls and give it, because that is a bet that I made. Bettis is just such a wild card, though. Bettis might have just had 2 good starts coming back, and then might get crushed here again at Coors. But on the other hand, Detroit doesn't have the greatest lineup to try to chase them. So that's definitely a lean. Again, I'll probably wind up giving that one. I did bet it on the overnight. For now, I'll just keep it as a lean. But yeah, that's something that I bet. Then let's see. The Miami-Washington game is interesting. Conley against Strasburg. Strasburg, of course, since he came back from the DL, has been great. Not going deep, but giving 6 excellent innings, 6 near lights out innings every start. But Conley can be good as well. Bit of a wild card, and I'm not sure I'd want to take Washington here in the minus 200s. Again, Miami, the most profitable team in baseball in Miami in baseball in August overall, despite the fact that I got burned with them 2 ways when Urena went up against Scherzer. Miami is not a team I want to be fading at plus 200. So that game's just going to be a pass for me. The Boston-Toronto game, also interesting. Porcello against Happ. Happ has been had 2 straight starts where he's gotten hit a little bit, but no home runs, and he's still getting strikeouts. And in fact, Happ hasn't given up a home run in his last 6 starts in a row. Porcello has been coming back down to earth. Toronto isn't a very inspiring team, but I would probably be leaning that way here, although the line is creeping up. That's probably going to be a pass for me. Then the Mets-Cincinnati game, Homer Bailey starting. And again, Homer Bailey, of course, has been vulnerable all season long, and in his last start, they pulled him because he had some discomfort in his shoulder, and that, needless to say, is a bad sign when you have a pitcher who's been getting crushed and then starts to have reports of injuries and shoulder issues. So he's also off of extra rest here. I think he hasn't pitched in about 10 days or so. So, he could have a better start, but I'm thinking that he's more likely than not to get hit. And Montero on the other side, also a guy who's been putting it together a little bit more recently, but he's no great shake. So the first 5 innings, again, the first 5 innings over in this one is also striking me as a good pick. It's 5.5. Yesterday, I liked Cincinnati and cashed on that one. I also like the Cincinnati first 5 innings team total over to hit Flexen, but I didn't have the balls to pull the trigger on it. This one is high, 5.5 minus 110. But I will give it. I'll give it as a pick. It might lose. It's one of these games where, Bailey might unexpectedly have a good start. Montero, if he has a good start, it would not be unexpected. 5.5 is a high total, even at Cincinnati. But I'll take it. Over 5.5, UWager has minus 105. Let me quickly check the Pinnacle line to see if they might not have a better line. Because, again, as I said before, the most important thing in sports betting, obviously handicapping and bet sizing. And right after that is line shopping. Of course, you always want to line shop and make sure you're getting the best line available. And, minus 105. So I will take the UWager on the Pinnacle line. First 5 innings over 5.5, minus 105. That's a little bit risky. I'd much rather be getting 5 like we got yesterday with the Oakland Angels game, even though we didn't need it. But 5.5, that will be a second official pick. Next one, the Texas-Houston game. I'm passing on. Keuchel has been great. Cashner has been Cashner. He has, somehow been getting it done with his style that tends to have bad peripherals. Houston is, an excellent team, but obviously they got blown out yesterday. And if someone wanted to make the argument that Houston is a great bet at minus 190, you might be right. Minus 186 at Pinnacle. but I'm gonna stay off that one. And if I was gonna take it, I would definitely take Houston -1 or maybe even -1.5, just because there's some volatility with both Cashner and Keuchel. They are both starters who I have rated as starters with high volatility. So in high volatility situations, of course, you want to be taking big underdog lines, or you want to be avoiding big favorite lines. So Houston might be worth a shot. I'm going to stay off it. I can understand why someone would want it. And if they were going to take it, I would take Houston on the -1 line or the -1.5 line. Then we have Pitt and Chicago. And I think I'm going to give a pick on this one. I think I'm going to give the over 8 on this one. There's 8.5 market wide, but I'm seeing that Heritage has 8 -120, and that is going to be a pick. Ivan Nova, of course, has been struggling pretty badly since the All-Star break. He's just been very vulnerable, and Quintana, has been good much of the time, but not all the time. He is definitely a guy who can give up some runs here and there. The Cubs, of course, have been hitting. Pitt does have some bats in their lineup. The total is 8.5 at many places, but Heritage has 8 -120, and that's an official pick. And I'm liking that pretty solidly. Over 8 -120 at Heritage, Pitt, and Chicago. That's another pick that I'm giving. And now we have the White Sox-Minnesota game. What to make of what Holland did last time with having a great start against Minnesota. As I always say, the low-hanging fruits, I think, are big value plays, and that has proven to be the case over on the year. But as I say, every single time out, they're not locks. They can lose. Sometimes they do lose, and that was one of them when Derek Holland had a good start against Minnesota last out. So the question is, am I going to fade him again here? Going back to that where I took a loss last time, and the answer is, of course, yes. I'm going to do it. I don't know if this counts as low-hanging fruit, but definitely I'm going to throw a pick in and a bet fading Derek Holland here. Minnesota, first 5 innings, team total over. Let's go to Pinnacle and see what that is. I know it's 3. I think it's -110 at both Pinnacle and Heritage. Once again, if Holland has another good start against Minnesota, congratulations, dude. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, if he holds Minnesota to 2 runs or fewer in 5 innings again, congratulations, and I'll eat the loss. It's only -110, so that's going to be another pick. Minnesota, first 5 innings, team total over 3, -110, betting against Holland to have a second good start in a row against Minnesota. And it's tempting to take the full game team total over as well for Minnesota, which is just 5 -125, because when Holland is off, of course, we see what happens. If Holland is off, that's probably going to go over 7. It's probably going to get to 7 by the 4th inning. So you know what? I'll double down. Screw it. That's how much I'm not a believer in Derek Holland. I'll take the Minnesota full game team total over as well. I'll double the F down on that one. Minnesota full game team total over 5 -125. So not only am I fading Holland again, I'm doubling up on it. 2 ways. Minnesota team total over. First 5 innings, over 3 -110, and full game over 5 -125. I don't really want to take Minnesota as the massive favorite here because, of course, Barrios, when he's good, but he can also get hit. So, I'm just going to play it safe here and take the White Sox and take Minnesota team total overs 2 ways. Then Tampa Bay and KC is an interesting game. Of course, regular viewers know that I've been cashing game in and game out with unders in the KC with KC recently, and those have been mostly cashing. Here, Odorizzi and Vargas, though, have both been struggling, so it is tempting to take a shot with the first 5 innings over, which is 5. Although as much as both those guys have been struggling, obviously KC's lineup has been really slumped out recently. Tampa Bay is a decent lineup, but no great shakes, so that's a little bit risky to take the first 5 innings over 5. That's a lean, but I'm gonna think about that and hold off on it. And then San Francisco and San Diego. I think I'm gonna give another pick here. San Francisco and San Diego, Block and Wood. Said that I had a lean to the over in yesterday's San Francisco-San Diego game. That one did cash. And Block and Wood are both struggling as well, and I think I like the first 5 innings over here. I did bet the full game over on the overnight line. I got 8 on that one. Let me see where that one is now. Yeah, wow. Okay, so that one is up to 8.5, although BetOnline still has 8. And I think that the first 5 innings over is something else that I was looking to bet. And I'll take that one. It's a little bit high up there. We know both these lineups are pretty uninspiring. So 4.5 is the first 5 innings total. So both Block and Wood are going to have to struggle, but Block has really been struggling. Looks like obviously he pitches to contact, and it looks like major league hitters have sort of started to figure him out. And Wood is also a guy who can be vulnerable against any major league lineup at any time. So I'll throw that one on there as well. Over 4.5. On the first 5 innings, San Diego and San Francisco. Some people might think I'm crazy doing that. I understand why, because those lineups are not inspiring, to put it mildly, but I'll take it. And I will take the Pinnacle line over 4.5 minus 119. And I'm looking at SBR odds right now, and I'm seeing 8.5 minus 123 at Pinnacle, and I'm seeing the Bet Online at 8 minus 120. So that's probably just the SBR odds hasn't updated it. I doubt 8 is still available at Bet Online right now. So I'll just, and at 8.5, it's cutting a little bit close. I bet the 8 on the overnight, and I'm glad I have that. I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to hit the first 5 innings over as well, and that's going to be an official pick. And then the Dodgers in Arizona, Ryu against Ray. Again, you know, I kind of suspected that Arizona would be a decent bet last night going up against Hill. This one, I think my only, you know, Ryu can be good, but he could also get hit again here. And my only sense here is that Ray might struggle a bit here in his second start back from the DL off the concussion. And of course, in general, Ray struggles at home. Ray's numbers at home. Ray has a very stark home road discrepancy. His home numbers are terrible. His road numbers are great. So he had a great first start back on the road, and now he comes back home. So I'm thinking that the Dodgers might hit him here. And just in case they don't, but then hit the relief pitchers late, I might actually take just the full game team total over instead of the first 5 innings team total over for the Dodgers. Yeah, it's 5 plus 111 at Pinnacle, and at Heritage, the team total over for the Dodgers is 4.5 minus 125. Wow. All right, let me see which of these I want. 4.5 minus 125 or 5 plus 111. I'll take the 4.5 minus 125, even though there's probably a bit more value with the 5 plus 111. I'll take it. LA Dodgers team total over 4.5 minus 125 on the full game. That's how I'm going to play that one. I'm not going to take the Dodgers on the first 5 innings or on the -1 line, although both of those might have some value because again, Arizona's picking it up a little bit offensively. Ryu could get hit. I just want to fade Ray here over 4.5 minus 125. Probably the Dodgers -1 at plus money has some value as well, but I'm just going to stick with that one. And then the Graveman-Bridwell game, that's going to be a pass for me. Graveman and Bridwell very similar, both guys who have been pretty good recently, and maybe want to take a shot with the under. Although Bridwell could get lit up, so I'm not sure I want that one either. So that's going to be a pass. The lines look pretty good. All right, we'll get to some comments in a second. Let me review the official picks I've given, and then we'll review the leans later, and I'll convert some of those leans to picks. All right, official picks I've given. Cleveland, first 5 innings. That's an official pick. Let's see, what are the other picks I gave? Official picks. Cincinnati Mets, first 5 innings over. That's an official pick. Pittsburgh Cubs, over 8 on the full game. That's an official pick. Minnesota, first 5 innings, team total over, and full game team total over. That's an official pick. San Francisco, San Diego, first 5 innings, over. That's an official pick. And the Dodgers on the full game team total over. That's an official pick. And, of course, the bunch of other leans that I have that will probably get converted to official picks at the end of the show. All right. Yes. Looking pretty good. Looking like Gandhi. Looking like the wild man of handicapping who's in the midst of a nice run. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's look for some comments. Cynthia Peters says, yes, keep Pete on the air. Like or share our show. Yes, please do that, because if this show starts getting, if I don't get the likes or if it'll get shared, bam, I'll get fired like that. 2 days, no problem. Bam, no likes, bam, you're gone. Get out of here. Next up. So like and share the show. Thanks very much. All right. Let's see. Looking for some comments. Mike Heath, Dodgers 3-0 this year, coming off a 3-game skid. Yeah, I like the Dodgers here. It's just that once again, Arizona is the top team in baseball in terms of ROI at home. Top team in baseball in terms of ROI at home, and they've definitely been picking it up a bit recently. So I'm not too jazzed to bet against them. I like the Dodgers. Probably the Dodgers -1 at plus money has some value, but I'm just going to go with the Dodgers. Team total over here. All right, let's see. Lou Skunt says, like this show every day. Thanks so much, Lou Skunt. Thanks very much. All right, let's see. Other comments. Let's see. Let's see. Tomer says, I have to laugh at people who keep betting Oakland on the road. Just ridiculous. Bullpen sucks. They don't hit. Yeah. Oakland has one of the worst road ROIs in baseball. They have all year long. They do have some decent bats though at times. So I'm not against picking spots to bet on Oakland, but yeah, I definitely wasn't on them yesterday, and I'm not going to be on them today, even though Graveman is pretty impressive to me. All right, let's see. James K says Rockies Tigers going under. Verlander have been great the past few months. Yeah, as I said, beginning of the show, I did bet the under 12 on my accounts on the overnight line. It's now up to 12.5. So I'm not sure what caused that movement, but I would be leaning under as well. The only two issues there are Verlander's been great the past few months, but as we've seen, going into Coors can throw a monkey wrench for any pitcher, bad pitchers or good pitchers. And Bettis is also a question mark. You know, he had 2 great starts at home, but his last start, he got hit, and he could get hit again. So both starting pitchers come with a question mark in this one, but I agree. I like the under, and I did bet it. Tomorio Ray's been hard to predict since coming off the DL. Ryu has pitched well. I think it's a hard game to bet. Yes, Ray has been hard to predict, but he definitely has worse home numbers in general than road numbers. So I think that that betting the Dodgers to either hit Ray or to hit the bullpen is a pretty decent play, because Ray, of course, rarely goes deep. So I think that it's a good bet that the Dodgers will either hit Ray to start, or if Ray has 6 good innings, that the Dodgers hit the bullpen. Even if Ray has 6 strong innings, you still have a chance at that over 4.5 when the bullpen comes in. So there we go. All right. Let's see. Yes, Matty Ice is on vacation. I believe he's coming back tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure where, but I'm flying solo today. Matty Ice is on vacation. Oh, and another reason I'm happy. So many reasons I'm happy. I totally forgot. Huge announcement, everybody. Listen up. Most popular show I've ever done in my entire life. Probably the most popular thing I've ever done in my entire life. Into the Weekend with BetDSI. Got confirmation last night. Brent's on board. We're going to be doing the show again this year. Into the Weekend with BetDSI is a go for 2017. And that is a great show, very profitable show. Of course, brand new viewers might not know it, but Brent shares information that he gets from legit, top, sharp outfits. He shares with us all the bets that they've made up until airtime, and I couldn't get a hold of Brent for a while. I got a hold of him. He's psyched to do it. We love Brent. I'm so happy that Brent said that. So more big news. Into the Weekend with BetDSI is a go, and yes, it will be starting this week on Friday. So we'll have some great info from Brent from BetDSI in the Into the Weekend with BetDSI show this Friday. Looking forward to that. All right, just because someone was posting about football, and that reminded me. Okay, Conrado Mendoza. Pistol Pete highly resembles Pee Wee Herman in his mugshot when he got arrested. LOL. You need to Google it. No, I don't resemble Pee Wee Herman in his mugshot when he got arrested. And I'm not going to Google it, Conrado Mendoza. I think I look cool as hell, especially with this blue shirt. All right, let's see. A lot of people talking about the Ohio State Indiana game here. Yeah, that's a tough game. Of course. Well, first of all, Ohio State hired Indiana's offensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator, of course, is Wilson, and so there's an emotional factor there. And of course, Ohio State, Urban Meyer loves to run up the score, and we remember what happened with Ohio State last year, right? They were a big favorite in a bunch of their early games and covered them all by like 20 points. So this is scary. On the other hand, Indiana very much improved defensively. That's a positive. And, of course, they have a quarterback and a passing game that should be good. The running game is a big liability, and it's a big spread. So that's a tough game. I did look into that one. I think I'm just going to pass on that one. But yeah, I'm going to pass on that one. All right, let's see. Lou Scott, yep, asking about Indiana. I don't know. Other people who are great at handicapping those big week 1 games are the people you want to ask. I look at that game and I think I'm off it. I like the over when it opened early at like 53. Now it's up to like 58. That Ohio State's going to be looking to do something flashy offensively. And despite the problem is that Indiana very much improved defensively. Probably they're not going to be able to hold Ohio State down, though, and probably, but Ohio State's also a beast defensively this year. I mean, they've got just NFL guys all over the front seven, so that's a tricky game. As of right now, I'm off it. I'm off it. I'm off it. I'm way the F off it. Jim Rummy says Nova has really good numbers against the Cubs. Sure, I mean they might not hit, but Nova's definitely been struggling since the All-Star break, and it's a pretty low total. Even if Nova's good, maybe he goes 6, and then the bullpen comes in, and then the Cubs crush the bullpen. So it's a low total. And again, Quintana is also a guy who can get hit on occasion as well. So I'm on the over on that one. Okay, a lot of people like in Houston. Keiko's been pitching well, absolutely. It's just a high friggin' total. All right, let's see. Everyone talking about Ohio State, Indiana. Yeah, I don't know. Good luck to all of you guys who bet it. I hope you all cash. I'm not betting that one. I'm way off of that one. Tomer says Conley got hammered in his last start. I think he bounces back here. Miami is so inconsistent on the road. I think the under has some value. Yeah, maybe. But Conley is also inconsistent. That's just a game I'm staying off. I'm just staying off of that one. All right, what we're doing right now is we're reviewing other Antoine Seymour says he likes Detroit, Colorado, first half under 7. Yeah, maybe it's better to take the first half under in that one. Again, a lot of uncertainty there, but I think it's worth a shot. Tomor also likes the under in the Colorado game, saying Verlander's pitching well, dominated right-handed hitters, should match up well with Colorado. Tomor liking the first 5. Full game, I think, is tough. Okay. Interesting commentary there, Tomor. Yeah, it's an interesting game. Sean Thompson says he bet the under 12 in Colorado Rockies and the Detroit under. Yeah, I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. Okay, let's see. Other comments. I Retro Star saying that blue shirt though. LOL. Yeah, I know how to look cool. I Retro Star. I know how to look cool. Right? Look at this. I know how to put a look together. I know how to put a look together if put to it. All right, let's see. Udom and Ratana Fakti also likes the under in Detroit. Everyone's liking Detroit, Colorado. Yeah, wow. All right. Let's see. Tomor says some of the line moves on totals are just weather moves. I do like first 5. Milwaukee side has value with Martinez's struggles in hitters' parks. Yeah, I'm a believer in Martinez as of right now to continue his string of solid streaks. Obviously, Martinez is a guy who earlier in the year had some major control issues that popped up, and that could pop up at any time with Martinez. But I also like Anderson on the other side, so I'm liking the under in that one. I agree it's a little bit borderline, but I'm probably going to give it. I'm just going to give it at the end of the show because it is a lean. I feel a little bit nervous about it. Okay, let's see. But Tomer liking Milwaukee on the first 5. Yeah, I do think it's a little bit disrespectful for Milwaukee to be a home dog against St. Louis here, with considering the starting pitching matchup. Darryl Lyle saying, Pete, how about Detroit? As far as the side is concerned, there, I'd probably lean Colorado small as a small favorite, just because I don't like Detroit in general as a team. You're good. Obviously, if Bettis gets blown up, then the under is probably scotched, and the Colorado side is probably scotched. I'm not going to have a play on the side there, but if I had a free play on the side in that game, I would take it on Colorado at -1 as an underdog line. All right, let's see. CC 924. I was on the Twins yesterday, and I'm staying with them today. Holland has been terrible, and Minnesota hitting the ball very well right now. Yes, Holland has been terrible, except for his last start against Minnesota. So what was up with that? My sense is just a little anti-speed bump, and that Holland is going to much more likely than not to go back to being terrible. Rafa Mazatan says, "Let's keep it rolling, Pete. We're trying, Rafa. We're trying. We're doing. I mean, I've been trying all year. It's just only since July 5th that it's actually happened. All right, let's see. A lot of people saying they like the over in the Yankees game. Okay, could see that one. I definitely want to fade Garcia in general. So maybe, maybe I'll take a second look at the Yankees at the Cleveland team total over, or the first 5 innings team total over. That is very tempting. That is very tempting there. All right, a lot of comments coming in. Brendan Cummins says, "Thank you for those picks. You are awesome. Thank you so much, Brendan Cummins. You guys are like Zoloft personified. This is awesome. All right, there we go. Now we'll go back down to the recent comments. Okay. Sherelle Porch says, what's a solid 14 parlay, anyone? Who knows? All right. John Carey says, Pete flags are blowing out at Yankee Stadium. Okay. Interesting. You know what? All right. You guys convinced me. I mean, I'm looking to fade Garcia in general anyway. So John Carey says, Tom Marino does know his shit. Yeah, he certainly does. Tom Marino does know his shit. Tomor says, I like Cleveland too, but that game is tough to bet with pitchers off schedule. Absolutely. And I mentioned that that's why these doubleheaders can be very, very tough. It definitely throws a monkey wrench into things. I think that probably is more likely to hurt Bauer than to help Garcia. So I'm still willing to take Cleveland. And of course, they are a much better team on the road. So I'm okay with taking Cleveland on the first 5 innings. But let's look at that over. Let's look at some of these team total overs. Thanks, guys, for the heads up on the wind blowing out. I definitely want to fade Garcia. Let's see what the Cleveland first 5 innings. Holy shit. All right. We're on it. Cleveland first 5 innings, team total over 2, minus 135. That might even count as low-hanging fruit there. Sweet Lord have mercy. See, because I'm seeing, you're saying the wind is blowing out at Yankee Stadium. What I'm seeing is that there's no notable weather. But either way, I like it. Either way, I like it. That's an official pick. And I'll even say that counts as low-hanging fruit because Garcia is struggling for sure. Here we go. We got some low-hanging fruit today, boys. Cleveland, first 5 innings, team total over 2, minus 135. If Garcia can hold Cleveland to 1 run or fewer in the first 5 innings, congratulations, Garcia. I'll eat my 1.35 units of loss, and I'll take an L on that one. But that definitely counts as low-hanging fruit. Cleveland, first 5 innings, team total over 2, minus 135. Let's see if there's even a better line at Heritage right now, in fact. No, 135 at Heritage as well. All right, that is definitely a play there. So I'm on the Cleveland first 5 money line and the first 5 innings team total. Let's check what the full game team total is for Cleveland. 4.5 minus 105. Damn, that might get over by the first inning. By the first 5 innings. Let's see what it is at Pinnacle here. Where is it at Pinnacle? Let's find that one. Let's find that sucker. Let's find that bitch. Where is that bitch? Here we go. 4.5 plus 102. Man, that's tempting as well. Over 4.5 plus 102 on the full game. Damn, that is tempting. That might go over all by itself just against Garcia. Jesus. All right, let's see. Tomarino Tomor. Wow, John Carey says, I work here. I'm watching the flags right now as I'm watching your show. Now, that's what you call a helpful comment. John Carey, thanks so much for that helpful comment. John Carey watching the flags at Yankee Stadium as he's watching the show and commenting and giving the update in the chat. John Carey, you officially are commenter of the week for that comment. Thank you so much. And we got a lot of great commenters in this show. But that makes you a commenter of the week. Thanks so much for John Carey. And you know what? Let's do it. I'll throw it on. Cleveland, full game team total over 4.5 plus 102. So now I'm on that one 3 ways. Cleveland, first 5 innings, team total over 2, minus 135. Full game, team total over 4.5 plus 102. And also Cleveland on the first 5 innings money line. There you go. And then after the John Carey comment, Tomarino Tomor comes in with the comment, Cleveland's team total has gone over against left-handed pitching, last 2 by a wide margin. I don't trust Bauer here, but I think the team total has value. Yes. And again, I don't know which left-handed pitchers those were, but hard to imagine that they're much worse than Garcia, because Garcia is a guy who I've been looking to fade in general right now. So you got wind blowing out. You got Tomarino Tomor telling us that Cleveland is hitting lefties well recently, and you got a lefty who I'm looking to fade. So I think that's great. Great information all around. That was a team low-hanging fruit effort right there, and I think we got some value. Cleveland on the team total overs, both first 5 and full games. Awesome. Thanks so much, John Carey, once again. All right. So let's see. Tomarino giving great insights. All right. So let's see. All right. A lot of comments here. Luis Hernandez saying, Pete, I was watching one of your old videos where you look like a news anchor, or maybe you're that guy separated at birth who was twin. You're definitely the cool twin. Yes, I am the cool twin. Although I can dial up the anchorman character if I want to. I can do a pretty damn good impression of a news anchor or a late night radio host. Maybe I'll do that at some point. Right now, we're just focusing on picks because it's a full card. We're hot. We're just trying to get as many picks and as much good advice as possible. Udon Porn Rats and a Facty. What another great poster. Udon Porn Rats and a Facty said, over 100 watching, but only 22 like. Come on, guys. Udon Porn Rats and a Facty. Best Udon Porn Rats and a Facty has my favorite commenter name. The only guy who has a commenter name that I like more than Lou Skunt. Lou Skunt is number 2. Udon Porn Ratanafacti, number 1 poster commenter name. And thanks for that. Thanks for that comment. Udon Porn Ratanafacti, trying to get people to get some likes. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Robinson Jepes says, Pete, did you already say what shampoo or products you use to get that bounce? No, this is tropical moisture, natural tropical. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't have time to go shopping for products or styling my shit. I'm just trying to manage my emotions and look for value. That's all this is. All right. Okay. Antoine Seymour saying, Pete, would you take Milwaukee first 5, Milwaukee plus 105? I would. I'm not going to bet it, but if you gave me a free pick on the first 5 innings in that game, Milwaukee or St. Louis, I would take Milwaukee there. I do think they're getting a little bit disrespected as a home dog. Martinez, has been good, but I feel like Anderson a little bit more reliable. So yes, I would take Milwaukee first 5 plus 105. I don't necessarily think there's great value there, but probably small value. Could easily lose, but yeah. All right, so now let's review. McGrogster says, I'm late. Any best picks, Pete? Yes, there is low-hanging fruit, and it was a collective effort here. Tomarino Tomor and John Carey gave us some great information that backed it up. Low-hanging fruit is Cleveland Indians first 5 innings, team total over 2 minus 135, and the full game team total over is probably a good bet as well. Cleveland has been hitting lefties well. That comes from courtesy of Tomarino Tomor. The wind is blowing out at Yankee Stadium. That comes courtesy of John Carey. And Jaime Garcia sucks in general. That comes courtesy of me, or also courtesy of anyone who just takes a quick glance over his last few starts. Kind of obvious that Jaime Garcia is struggling right now. So that's the low-hanging fruit, and there's a lot of picks. All right, let's wrap this show up. We're coming on 50 minutes here, so let's just wrap it up. I'll review my picks and convert some leans into maybe picks here. All right, Cleveland, again, official picks. Cleveland, first 5 innings. Cleveland, first 5 innings, team total over, and Cleveland, team total over. St. Louis, Milwaukee, I will give the under on that one. Let's just find out what that line is. 9 plus 106. That's a pinnacle line. I'll give it. If it loses, that's okay. But I understand that Martinez can have control issues, could get blown up. But I'm a believer in Anderson. I think Martinez should be okay. Milwaukee has been stalled out a bit offensively for a while now. So I'll throw that one on there. Probably the first 5 innings under was worth the shot as well. But I'll just stick with the full game under. I don't want to go on it 2 ways. So that's a pick. 4th pick, St. Louis and Milwaukee under 9 plus 106. Seattle and Baltimore have to make a decision here on this first 5 innings. I'll take it. Fine. First 5 innings, over 6 plus 100. Intertops, once again, coming through with the best line. Intertops. Thank you so much for being a friend of the show and for offering us some of the best lines on today's card. And one of them is the first 5 innings over with Seattle, Baltimore, Miranda, and Jimenez over 6 plus 100. 5th pick. Detroit, Colorado under. Look, since we've been talking about it, I'll take it. I bet it. I'll take it. Under 12.5. Minus 110. That's at BetOnline, sportsbetting.ag. Oh, no, sorry, that's 12. Minus 114 at Pinnacle. Under 12.5, minus 114 at Pinnacle. Detroit, Colorado, under. Washington, Miami, complete pass. Cleveland and New York, second game will be interesting. We'll see what happens in the first game. I'll tweet out a pick and add it to my record if there's anything I'm liking in that one. Cincinnati Mets, first 5 innings over. That's definitely an official pick. Texas, Houston, I'm off of, but a lot of people making a strong case for Houston, and I can understand why. Pittsburgh, Chicago, over. That's an official pick. Minnesota, first 5 innings, team total over, and the team total over. Those are both picks. Tampa Bay, KC. That is very tempting to take the first 5 innings over because both Vargas and Odorizzi have been struggling badly in a major way. Odorizzi really stinking it up. I will throw that one on there. First 5 innings, over 5, minus 110. And I'll check if Pinnacle has a better line after the show, but it can't be worse than 5 under than a minus 110. Tampa Bay, KC, first 5 innings, over 5, minus 110. That's an 11 pick. San Francisco, San Diego, first 5 innings, over. That's a pick as well. And then the LA Dodgers, Team total over on the full game, over 4.5. That's a pick as well. So I got 13 picks going today. Again, low-hanging fruit, collective effort from Team LHF, Team Low-Hanging Fruit. Team LHMFF. That stands for Team Low-Hanging Motherfucking Fruit. Cleveland Indians, team total overs. Both the first 5 innings at 2 minus 135, probably a little bit better, and the full game over at 4.5, probably almost as good. Great show today, guys. We're on fire. A lot of great insights into all these games, betting value. John Carey, thanks so much once again for your comment on the Yankees win blowing out. John Carey is staring at the flags at Yankee Stadium right now as he watches this show and told us they're blowing out. So we're on that one. Thanks so much for all the great comments. Long show today, but I think it was worth it. 13 picks for me today. Hopefully we'll come out once again with a profitable day. Win, lose, or draw. We'll be back for the Wednesday card tomorrow.